Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Game 2 in this best of 3 for the G1 League Phase 3, brought to you by Dota.17173.com, or now they have an English portal, G1.2p.com. You can watch our stream there, you can watch AC's stream there, who's doing a fantastic job of his own, covering all the games by himself at some crazy hours, and of course, there are other Russian streamers as well, Starladder TV. So if you want Valat, if you want Casper, who I believe is the lead caster for today over there, go check their stream out. But you can do it all from G1.2p.com. They also have some interesting interviews and articles there. But anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about this game too. I'm LDA Beyond the Summit. I'm joined here by Winter, and currently it is IG leading in this best of 3, 1-0. The chain stack, they went for something unusual. They went for something different, but IG just a little bit too solid with their play overall. The strategy was fantastic. The Lone Druid Bear with the early armlet, the Healy Ward to keep it healthy, and then the Alacrity, Forge Spirit, Invoker to basically push them over the top. So now they are sitting at a comfortable 1-0 lead, and it looks like IG are going to waste no time in starting this draft with the 430 Magnus. Winter, how do you respond to this?
If you don't pick up the Scylla Bear here, the Lone Druid, you're going to be in lots of trouble.
Then they don't. Yeah, I agree. I mean, we've seen this combo. The Magnus, the Lone Druid, the Life Stealer. These three heroes, any two of them is very scary, but especially the Magnus +1. And, well, here, IG, they're going to have a really powerful 5-man Dota lineup. They're probably thinking, man, the chain stacker may be making it easy for us, but I guess the question is, if you give away the Lone Druid, what can you do to compensate for that?
It's very difficult to deal with the Lone Druid now because of the meta game, which revolves around winning your lanes, going to push early, and it's just Lone Druid Shadow Demon. That's the best two picks they have there. The other tier 1 support and the tier 1 carry. There's nothing much more you can ask for in the first 3 picks of IG.
Yeah,
one of the best supports. The control of Magnus for the Lone Druid, there's everything there already.
If you told IG that no heroes are banned and they get to pick any 3 heroes first, I think it would be the Magnus, the Lone Druid, and the Life Stealer. Those 3. It seems like they're their picks, and they get 2 of 3. They give away a Nyx, sure, but that's something that won't really be that strong in the 5-man Dota later on. It can be annoying with the Spike Carapace, but Nyx Assassin much stronger when he's up against split push, when he's creating those early kills and preventing the enemy team from grouping up. So I guess if you're the chain stack, that's really what you have to look for now, is basically finding a way to stall the 5-man Dota. And maybe we see something like an anti-mage here, but there's already a Shadow Demon on IG's side, so I don't know, Winter. It's going to be tough.
Maybe a Tinker again. That's their best bet.
The Tinker Nyx Assassin, and I mean, I suppose perhaps you go with something like a Prophet if you really want to kind of spread the map and stall the game as your final pick.
Yeah, the reason being the first 2 picks of them, the Nyx and the Rubik, they wanted to pick up Nyx because Nyx is just a very good hero in general, but probably they want to have the ability to steal the RP more than the Lone Druid, which I don't really necessarily think it's a good idea, because Lone Druid is just something you can't pass up right now.
It's your favorite meal, and you can have as much of it as you like, and IG are currently enjoying their 3rd or 4th course of it. They've won a lot of games with this Lone Druid. Granted, they've won a lot of games with every hero, but this one of their strongest for sure, and Joe plays a fantastic Lone Druid. And let's see what the chain stack go for here. They're really biding their time. As for this Nyx Assassin, do you expect it to be a support, or do you think it'll go solo mid?
It's hard to say, but I think...
I feel like they kind of need it as a solo, right? Don't they need that really quick level 6 so they can put some pressure on IG?
Yeah, it's also a good point there. When your Nyx Assassin is level 6 early on, you can roam around to create space for your team, but yeah, they don't have the easiest carry to kill the Lone Druid level 6 with his ultimate form.
Well, they're at least going to do something they're comfortable with, Winter. They pick up the anti-mage here. As for IG, they don't have the Juggernaut. I imagine we'll probably see it banned in the 2nd stage. Dragon Knight the ban from IG. So banning the solo mids, it looks like, and sort of those strong secondary pushing heroes that are hard for Lone Druid to quickly take down. And I guess they're expecting a support next.
Now, DK is very good against Magnus and Lone Druid. The reason being, you can always, if your reactions is quick, Magnus blinks in, because RP has a slight channeling time, and your Dragon Tail will mostly hit him if you're aware of the situation, and he's naturally tanky, so it's very difficult for the Lone Druid to kill him.
So, actually, yeah, that's a great point. Is it's hard to kill him, and you also have basically that instant stun with the Dragon Tail, whereas the RP has a bit of a cast animation to it. Not entirely reliable, but pretty strong in that. The Chain Stack are going to ban a Panda, so sensing that maybe this mag could get the side lane solo, I suppose, and even run the Panda mid or run the Panda in the tri lane. And if you get Panda, Lone Druid, and Magnus, your 5-man is so ridiculous that the chain stack would really need a Tinker and a Prophet to try and avoid having to fight 5v5, but
It's not going to be a Brewmaster middle. It's gonna be, I mean, it's not gonna be anything else than the Magnus middle. Look at the bans they're banning Queen of Pain right now, and if you look at IG's first 3 picks, you're in so much of a hard position if you are the opposition, because they have Shadow Demon, which means they can form a formidable tri-lane to go up against your tri-lane. And they have a Lone Druid to solo the safe lane. Which hero can 1 versus 1 the Lone Druid and have an easy time? There's really hardly a few heroes in the competitive pool that allows you to do that. And Magnus solo middle, pretty standard. He does well against most of the heroes, and they're banning out the one hero that can give Magnus a lot of trouble, Queen of Pain.
And the Shadow Strike harassment, just the auto attacks, you can out rune control him as well. And, well, they have the anti-mage, but the issue is he's going to need support. He won't be able to lane 1v1 against the Lone Druid. He won't be able to deal with the tri-lane head-on by himself. And even in that tri-lane, he's up against Shadow Demon, so leveling up Mana Burn the way that you can look to get kills is going to hurt him. Even getting that 1 point hurts you a lot. If you've ever played against Shadow Demon as anti-mage in a tri-lane or in any kind of lane, you know what I'm talking about. It is not fun. Some players we've seen burning will even just skip Mana Burn so that they don't suffer as much, but doing that obviously going to limit your killing power. So let's see what they do here. The chain stack.
He doesn't necessarily skip it, LD. He just saves his skill point and
sees what the lane is.
Yeah, only skills the mana break when they are going to use it for always attacking position to kill. But other than that, he'll just leave the skill empty so Shadow Demon can't really deal too much with that disruption.
That being said, once you skill it, times get sadder for you. If you better get those kills because he's going to be disrupting you in the upcoming fights.
Yeah, and I find it kind of hard to be in Chain Stack's position because if you're going to run the Nyx Assassin and Rubik as a support, they are not the best dual supporting heroes to fight against a Shadow Demon, whatever aggressive fight lane IG is going to throw at you. Those 2 supports need levels. You're going to be severely crippled if that happens. So it goes to your next option. You're going to throw the Nyx Assassin and middle and hopefully get a Lina or a Leshrac to solidify your tri-lane against the Shadow Demon. That's what one of the more comfortable options for Chain Stack right now, because NA could do well, reasonably well against the Magnus in middle, not too hard for him.
And we're actually going to see a TA ban, another hero who can do quite well against Magnus.
Yeah,
so
that's the 2 best solo mid heroes right now in the CM pool, hero pools world, where they destroy all the melee heroes. They are both out, so Magnus is going to be happy.
Yeah, I mean, it can be annoying to lane against him. Nyx Assassin, if that is the solo, will be annoying, but, I mean, he's not going to stop a Magnus from farming. He can't really kill him unless the Magnus screws up or has a gank, so not as formidable in the lane like you were talking about. On the chain stack, they haven't banned any of the combo heroes from Shadow Demon. They will ban the Leshrac now, but that just leaves Alina in the pool for IG. And nothing for the chain stack, but IG will go for Tinker here, a hero that we used to see them run more frequently back around the time of the International Tour, even before it, but have not played it as much. And now with Lone Druid, Tinker, and Magnus, their 5-man is strong, their split push is strong, and laning against them is going to be very painful. I guess the one question is, are we looking at an offensive tri-lane with Tinker where one of the supports is stacking the Ancients? How do you think this is going to work?
Yeah, they can do the offensive tri-lane with Tinker and one support stacking the Ancients constantly every time the time comes for the creeps to spawn, so you can stack him. Or they could still do like a traditional Tinker middle and Magnus off lane. Or even the tri-lane with Magnus. I've seen IG did it before. Okay.
Wow, they're going to go back for the Chuan Chen as their final pick. So, an even stronger 5-man, a hero that's super annoying to play against. Can you still send the Lone Druid Bear back to Fountain, or did they fix that?
Oops, I don't know. I've never tried it.
I think some people were saying it was a bug. I can't remember if it was officially considered one.
That's too much.
It is. If they can set it back still, I mean, good luck stopping the push coming your way. Good luck. And it will be the Chuan Chen in the end. So they finish it off with a Windrunner. They want more counter push Winter. They want more spam. And I guess this will be maybe the hero they... Well, are they going to run the Clockwork versus the Lone Druid, or will they be running the Windrunner? It looks like it will be a solo mid Windrunner.
Based on the players who are playing the heroes, it's gonna be a Windrunner middle and an offlane Clockwork.
So Windrunner middle up against Magnus, not quite as good for harassing a melee hero as a Kuda Payne or TA, but still somewhat annoying to lane against. Windrunner has one of the best animations and good base damage, but it's not the same as Strato Strike. It's not quite the same as Refraction. Before we talk more about the matchups, we should introduce the players. On the side of the Chain Stack, we have Chains himself, the man behind the name of the team. Let's see if he can carry. He will have to this game. He's playing that anti-mage, blinking all the way towards the lane to place some lane wards before IG gets here. We have Risk playing that Clockwork. We expect he'll be soloing, whether it's offlane or safe lane, and it looks like it will be offlane. Johnny on the Windrunner, not rushing to bottle gate. A lot of stats early to harass that Magnus. Minerva on the support. Rubik, Legendary on the Nyx Assassin with Sentries picked up, and then over on the side of IG.
Yeah, we have the offlane Magnus, as I mentioned, that would happen, a YYF on it. And we have Faith on the Shadow Demon, followed by Ferrari on the Tinker. Then we have Chuan on the Chen. And at the bottom lane, we have Joe on his safe lane, Lone Druid. I think it's gonna be a LGD in style. Smoke, get a creep, smoke, and go up to your off lane.
And if that's the case, it's a Windrunner mid, a hero that even with Windrun, if the disruption is well timed, can be killed. So, I mean, pretty much anyone can be killed by that combo, but yeah. Windrunner will not be safe.
They're gonna use the bear to pull for the Magnus, which is very good as well. It's gonna give him some easy levels here.
And it's hiding right now. It's hiding in the cheese. It will pop out. Legendary sees it, but what can they really do? They don't have enough damage to bring this bear down. Maybe they can block it off. Oh, trying to block the creeps. Trying to block... Oh. Nope.
They can only hope that somehow the bear makes a mistake and... Well, I don't think it's the bear player controlling, it's the offlane player. That the telekinesis is able to throw him up somewhere. That's the only thing they can hope for.
You can stall, but the creep wave is coming. It's going to be an easy first wave for YYF. And 430 mid. So we're looking at a Tinker versus Windrunner mid. So far he's taking a point in laser. We saw last game the importance of stacking the Ancients and the fact that Johnny was not able to do so. But this game, I think if 430 wants to be stacking them, he can. The Lone Druid Bear could do it, potentially at some point. You could also just have the Tinker himself go do it at the 2-minute rune. And Chain Stack so far not doing anything to stop that from happening. No wards there.
They're gonna have a passive first few minutes, I guess. They're gonna pull and get probably level 3 with the Chen. He has a Wilkin already, Extinct style.
Wow.
Getting a Wilkin all the time.
Yeah, strong. The luck is strong with this one. Must be those Malaysian, just the Malaysian Chen players getting whatever they need whenever they need it. And I mean, it really is. It's just always with the tornado creeps right away. He's gonna hit level 3 off of this, or almost. Yep, there you go, level 3. And now he can look to stack this big camp, which is what he's going to do now. He can look to continue his aggressive leveling. I mean, this is... Well, no, he's actually going to take over in Ursa and just continue farming that way.
I think they're going to smoke probably pretty much in a bit more, because Shadow Demon's at level 2. Probably they'll wait for him to get level 3 as well. He's almost level 3. Then they'll start to do some aggressive maneuvers around the map, because they don't really need to be at the bottom lane to help Joe anymore. He's going to destroy the clock 1 versus 1.
So 430...
He already used the smoke.
Yeah, so I mean, this makes sense. If he didn't want to smoke, he would not have sent in the wild. He wouldn't have taken the Ursa. He would have kept the Wildkin and Risk going to cog himself up. He's got a haster and not going to be an easy kill, but they can work on the tower.
Yeah, they have to get the towers. If they want to get the towers, they have to get it right now, because when Windrunner and Rubik gets their levels up, they have 3 spells to deter pushes: Power Shot, Fate Bolt, and the Rocket. It's going to be very difficult for them to push down towers if Chain Stack has their levels up. They need the pipe and every single push item in the book there is.
Chuan is tanking the tower a bit. Now he'll stop doing so. So looking at the mid lane, I'd say our most even lane, Tinker versus Windrunner, but not so even in terms of CS. Johnny right now is getting crushed. 430 has not skilled anything, but looks like he's saving 2 skill points. Tier 1 to fall bottom already. Ferrari is 14-8, and Johnny's sitting at 7-2. That is a pretty big advantage.
It's a disadvantage for the Windrunner to go up against the Tinker, but I don't think it's that much. It's just the difference of skill level in both players. Because Tinker will have the advantage of the laser to disrupt all the last hitting Windrunner can have, but Windrunner on the other hand has Power Shot to push out the lanes and control the runes.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, is you still do have Power Shot, so maybe a slight advantage to the Tinker, but should it be an overwhelming one? A lot of this is just Well, 430, he's been on the high ground. He's doing a better job of harassing and controlling the wave, and Johnny having trouble getting those last hits. And with this, hasn't actually stacked the Ancients yet, but I think we might see him do it before the 4-minute rune. And even top lane, YYF level 3, he's getting some levels, he's getting some experience. Risk is too, but the thing is, Risk has already given up a tower. And I imagine once Chuan hits 5, IG is going to come right back to this bottom lane and look to go again.
And you mentioned about the anti-mage skill build. Look at what Chains did with his anti-mage.
Yeah, not skilling anything. Looks like
No,
Chuan...
he took 2 stats.
Oh, did he take stats? Oh,
Yes,
wow.
he did.
I thought he was holding them. I just didn't even look at the stats. Wow. Against just a Magnus, he knows how annoying that Shadow Demon is going to be later on, and he chains... I guess this is just saying, we're going to have to win this late game. We're going to have to win via ultimate split push.
Stats is good for 2 things. Last hitting and split pushing faster.
So if you're chains right now, you could have a 4-minute hint of Midas, or you could rush the Battle Fury.
You never fail to talk about the Midas.
Well, the only reason I bring it up is because we've seen a surprising number of players pick it, but I feel like in this game, you really need the Battle Fury because you have to put pressure on IG or they're just going to 5-man you in the mid game, and Midas will not help you 5-man. Or far counter push, I mean.
I think CTY would think otherwise.
Well, that's very true. But Chains is not CTY, I hope. Well, what do you think, Winter?
It's a very important point to get the Battle Fury to split push against the Chen, the Lone Druid. But the thing is, he's split push active when there's a Tinker on the field.
And Chuan continuing to jungling. They're actually still not stacking the Ancients. I mean, I keep on bringing it up. I guess it's not necessary, but they have Chen creeps that could do it. They have the Lone Druid Bear that could do it, and so far, just feeling like Ferrari is getting enough out of this lane that he doesn't really need to.
Yeah, he already skilled 3 points in March already. It tells you the mid game they're gonna be focused on when he gets his Boots of Travel and the mecha from Chen is up. That's the time when they're gonna 5-man and take out all the tier towers outside, the 5 remaining outer tier towers, and bottom lane is gonna be in trouble.
Smoke again, and this time there's no tier 1 for Risk. He doesn't have a haste rune either. He's gonna get caught by Chuan. The Stomp will be here. He doesn't have Battery Assault. The cogs have already been used. He is in so much trouble. He's gonna fall. First blood going to Faith. Steals it from Zhou, but they get the first blood. That's what really counts. And 430 controlling those runes mid. Boots of Travel not that far off, as we see. I guess the one good thing for Chain Stack is they're getting a lot of levels on their Nyx Assassin right now. And free farm on the Anti-Mage.
But if comes the mid game, Boots of Travel Tinker will have a larger impact on the game than the fast level on Nyx Assassin. IG will have sentry bots unless they make a mistake and don't have a sentry when they push and get punished by the NA. I don't see the NA doing too much in this game when they're going to be 5-manning with the Lone Druid and the Chen.
And Zhou actually not CSing nearly as well as Chains because they've been constantly pushing that lane, but it seems like it doesn't matter. Overall, looking at gold, they're up by 2.5k, and that's with only 1 tower. They're up by 2,000 experience. Chuan getting close to level 5. Hasn't found another Wild King creep, but if he finds one, that's going to level him up top lane. Going on to YYF. He gets impaled. There's a lift as well. This could be a crucial kill. He gets Mana Burn. He cannot skewer away because of the Mana Burn. And now Chain says, I need this kill. He'll cancel the salve. There is nothing else to chase him. There's a level 3 blink, though. And Chains is going to go in, I think. Not blinking it just yet. Oh.
No boots.
Oh. No boots and no blink. And he gets the Claymore.
Oh,
but
I think they could have gotten the kill. He could have gotten the kill. The Nyx Assassin had enough mana after that for a stun. He could have impaled there. Both of them have boots. Yeah, I think he definitely could have a kill. But they didn't have to chase so far if they didn't stack the stuns. The impale from the Nyx Assassin and the lift from the Rubik.
That was such an important kill for them, and they don't find it. Johnny gonna pick up a haste turn bottom rune. Faith now disrupting him and manning up. The Windrunner forced to run away. Faith is the same level as Johnny. That's because 430 has 15 denies in this middle lane. That is a lot of denies for 1v1 mid. And look at the level difference. He hasn't even gotten a kill, Winter, and he's up by over... Well, now it's only 1.5 levels, but that's a big level. 7 versus 6. That's a lot of experience to be ahead.
The Windrunner just got outskilled in mid. I was looking at him play. He basically he was busy refilling bottle the whole time in mid lane, and a lot of the times he did at not the appropriate timing. He focused a lot on bottle crowing. When he was bottle crowing, he lost a few creeps in the lane, the levels, and the farm. And basically, it happens like few
bottom
times
lane.
in a row.
Uh-oh, Risk caught out, brought down with ease. But who's two supports? Pretty low. Minerva running in. I think he's going to be forced back. They're diving him to the base. They'll drive him off. They send, who was that? Faith back, and uh-oh, here comes the backstab from Johnny. Could be that opening. Shackable fly. Latches on Chuan. Power shot as well. Don't think there's a way out for Chuan unless he gets entangled. Oh, really? Johnny's got to be a little mad. Chuan will go down in the end. The bear pulled back. They get the kill. The tier 2 still stands bottom because they dove for the kills instead of focusing on the tower. But 430, very close to his boots of travel. Compare this to the timing last game. So much faster than what we saw. I mean, he's going to have it easily by 9 minutes.
Yeah, I think even though they didn't get the tier 2 tower, I think it's fine because they forced reactions from the Rubik and the Windrunner moving in to support the lane to get the counter kill. So overall, it's still alright, even though they didn't get the tier 2 tower at bottom.
They are going to have a really fast Battle Fury on Chains, and he's going for the more efficient farming build. He's getting points and stats.
Bottom lane.
Yep, they're
the
going
rune
for
is
the
going
rune.
to make a fight happen.
Oh, there's no hook shot yet by Riz. Not Disruption by Faith. 430 on the way out. Legendary looking for that Impale. He's not level 6 yet, but he's roaming around the map. He's trying to find these kills. He's delaying his level 6 to do so. And now the back off. The good news is Chains is one of the few SEA players who will actually go the stats build, the burning build, and I mean especially versus Shadow Demon, but a build that will help you split push faster, and he is getting very close to his Battle Fury.
I think most of the players do it. When they play anti-mage, they have a list of repertoires in this game which skill build you want to use, whether the max mana burn build or the max blink build and 1 level on mana break and 1 level on spell shield. Sometimes I think only Mushi does this a lot. He likes to get only 1 level of blink at level 10, 4 mana break and 4 mana spell shield if he's up against a heavy nuke lineup.
I mean, I know Miracle likes the stats build, but I feel like every other player I've cast, whether it's Neolution International or
the stats build is good, LD. I like it as well.
Oh no, yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's the stronger build, especially in this game where you don't want to fight, you want to split push.
And you don't want to be disrupted into the mana burn.
Yeah, that's another good reason. He still hasn't taken a single point in it. He still has only those 2 points in stats, and now the Claymore, the broadsword out. So we're looking at, what is that going to be, like an 11-minute Battle Fury? Granted, it's naked, but he's going to have it quite soon if he doesn't miss last hits under tower. I'm jinxing him. I'll look away. But still, in spite of how fast that anti-mage is farming, 3k gold lead for IG, 3k experience lead for 430. Now that he's hit level 8, he's got his boots to travel, he's got rearm, he's going to start stacking the ancients, controlling the top rune, and then allowing his supports to get the far mid. A nice little adjustment to be as efficient as possible.
Yeah, and I always trust your timings, LD. You said it, 11 minutes Battle Fury, it's gonna be 11 minutes Battle Fury.
Well, I might have jinxed him with those last hits, but yeah, he's very close. He should have it maybe a little bit later. 11.5 at the latest, I would think. And they will smoke top.
Even if he gets his Battle Fury now, it's gonna still be... The effect of the Battle Fury will come a few minutes later on. He still needs his boots and stuff like that to speed push better. He's gonna be doing many jungle farming right after his Battle Fury.
He'll need the Quelling Blade, he'll need the Power Treads before he can really farm quickly, as he has no attack speed right now. And they're gonna look to push top. YYF offlane Magnus, the early Lone Druid pull, you see how important it is, just getting...
Oh. They are smoked up. Actually, they revealed themselves already.
I actually... Oh, Skewer in to start, RP to follow, Chains gets caught. There will be a zap and death, I mean, instantly. Good coordination. 430 maxing the laser, which really helps you to gank that anti-mage. And the Battle Fury, not going to be 11.5 minutes anymore. We're looking at 12.5 minutes probably at the earliest.
Oh, he didn't buy it? He had enough gold just now.
Oh no, the
Oh,
courier
no.
was at the side shop too, he just died too quickly.
Oh no, that was bad. That was very, very bad.
Or maybe it just got there, but it was there right when you mentioned it. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it just got there, but when he died, I was looking at the minimap and the courier was there.
What a well-executed gank by IG. I mean, this is what you often see teams put that lane ward and even a sentry if they're expecting a smoke gank, but just didn't have one there. And IG, they dropped a sentry of their own. They knew the way was clear. They waste no hesitation.
It's not only that, LD. The Nyx assassin was level 6 at the engagement.
Yeah, and, well, what is he gonna do now if IG are just 5-manning? Nyx assassins.
Basically, he can only do one thing: spike carapace when the Magnus is shockwaving the creeps and hope for a good engage for his team.
And this is not even. This is a pretty fast level 6 for a support Nyx. This is not even that slow, but is it fast enough? That's going to be the question. As Joe Armlet up on his bear already. Going to work on this tower. Boy, does it drop quickly. It's a tier 1. Hand of God gets popped. Sentries are here. He gets purged. They will force him back. That's a 2-hero pale. Nicely done. Now a hook as well. By Risk catches 2 in the cogs. Beautiful hook, but do they have the damage? They're fighting in March. The power shots are coming out. Risk will fall. Clock as well as Nyx already down. And that was a good fight. That was a good initiation, but denied by Johnny. Still, the tier 1 falls. The Battle Fury, I think, now on the way for Chains. It will be there, but mid lane, the push continues. And IG says, we know your strategy. We know you want this anti-mage to get fat and split push and win this game late. We're not going to let it get remotely late. We've already taken a tier 1 mid. We've already taken 1 top and bottom. And we're going to keep the pressure up right now.
Yeah, there was a very huge reason the push came that early as well, because the Tinker had a very easy time at the mid lane. If the Tinker didn't have such a smooth early game, the push could have been a couple of minutes slower, and when you're in an anti-mage draft against a 5-man lineup like this, every minute counts.
And it's so important to bring that up because 430, let's say he had a slower time. Maybe he doesn't have his boots of travel. Maybe he doesn't have his leveled up laser and they don't have the burst damage to bring that anti-mage down. But because he was there, it was a level 3 laser to the face. And oh, by the way, that ignores your spell shield. Even with your high stats, it's still going to chew through a good third of your HP. And I mean, he just melted to that. And he's got the Battle Fury now. He'll have the Quelling Blade. It's not even slow, but in this game, IG has just been so fast with everything that will it be in time? 430. Oh man, just gonna get out in the nick of time. Legendary losing all his health to the jungle Marge. And this first Vendetta, it looks like it will be a complete whiff.
Yeah, it's very sad there for the Nyx assassin not to get the kill on the Tinker. He did the right thing. He was scouting in the neutrals, anticipating, because when you don't see the Tinker farming anywhere at your top lane, mid lane or bottom lane, he's probably jungling, because as a Tinker you want to maximize your efficiency of the time you have. You don't want to be just sitting down at the fountain doing nothing, waiting for the enemy gankers to show up on the map, because when you're up against a Nyx assassin, if the Nyx assassin is missing, in the mentality of the Tinker, he'll be waiting for you to pop up before farming in the lane. So other than that, he'll be farming in the jungle. So that's actually a very good move by the NA to try to scout for the Tinker.
It was just
jungle.
bad luck, honestly. Like if he had showed up like 3 seconds earlier, that's a death on 430. Instead, he's up to 900 gold. He's already got a 4-staff Boots of Travel Soul Ring. This is some of the fastest farm I've seen in a long time, especially on a solo mid-tinker who wasn't stacking Ancients that much early on. I mean, he was mostly just in the lane.
It was just all from the lane. He dominated his lane far too much. If the Tinker is going laser and rockets and still dominating the lane, that's very difficult for
you will be happy. Joe already has a gem. 15 minutes in against the Nyx. 5-man Dota, gem Dota. And good luck initiated on this team now. They've even got a blink of YYF.
What else are they missing? Where's the mecha?
The mecha, the pipe, perhaps. I don't even know if they need a pipe. I think a mech might be enough.
It's gonna be up soon after this tower.
And now we'll have a purge. Blink it! RP on 3 by YYF drives them in! Knocks them down like bowling pins. They are just getting crushed. And they're looking at the game at 15 and a half minutes in. They're up by 10k gold. They're up by 10k experience. They're going to break the base. 3 heroes dead. I don't even think they have buyback. No buyback on the Rubik. No buyback on the Nyx. They'll come back to life, but what can they do? What can they really do when that Tinker is defending the towers? 430 probably going to join the fights. The tower's already gone. Winter, IG may win this game in 20 minutes or less at the rate they're going. What a brilliant display from them. Another blink in, another skewer.
They could probably even call the game right now.
No way. That's a nice hook. That's a nice set of cogs. But 430 just gets pushed out of the cogs. Actually, kind of interesting that one happened.
Anti-mage, if he dies in this fight, it's over.
Oh, he forced staff. Chains will jump in. He gets disrupted by Faith. His illusions. Well, they only have 1 point in mana break. He'll blink forward. He wants Chuan. He wants that kill. He'll find him with the ult, but now he needs to run. He doesn't have mana to blink. Now he does. He'll blink away. 430 says, well, I'll shoot some rockets out. Will the rocket be enough? He's got Soul Catcher on him. Nope, not quite. Still on the run. No mana. And the bear is chasing him. If he gets an entangle, anti-mage will fall. Chain still running. No mana to TP. He's leading them on a wild goose chase, but they already lost Rax, so it's not even like IG is really wasting time. They had to come top anyway to go for their second lane of Rax, and now they're going to do just that. I don't know how they stop this second push either. RP will be back up. You already have, I mean, I imagine you're going to have your Scythe of Vice fairly soon on Ferrari. This looks like it's going to be all the outer towers and 1 lane of Rex down for the chain stack by 18, 19 minutes, possibly even 2 lanes of Rex. And when your Battle Fury Anti-Mage has the Battle Fury at 13 minutes, which is pretty damn fast in most cases, at least decent to say the least, and you're getting out-farmed by 2.5k to the enemy solo mid tinker, you know your team is really getting whopped.
And they have a mecha in this fight. They didn't have the mecha in the last fight, and it still went their way. It's just gonna be so hard.
And this was not even the Extinct Chen, where you just sit in the jungle and purely farm. Chuan was active, he got the early towers, he had an impact early, and because they've gotten the follow-up towers since then and some kills, now they look at breaking the base. Here they go. 430 back at the fountain.
Rocket, power shot, and the fate bolt.
Will it be enough, though? The bear doesn't care. That's sort of the issue here. We'll get Shackle to a chin creep. Chuan slowing down Zhou's push, but now the bear will continue. It's even got Empower, only level 1, but gives you that additional bit of damage, and now Risk being driven off the tower. They can't even get in range to power shot. They can't even get in range to do anything except throw the rockets in, and that by itself is not going to be enough. Zhou removing the aggro on his bear. Now it'll take it back again. The tower's dropping low. It's in deny range, but you can't afford to deny it. You've got to hold on. Stand strong if you can, Chain Stack, because otherwise you're losing 2 lanes of Rex at 19 minutes in. The tower will fall. Continuous wave after wave of March of the Machine. Not only a defensive spell, not only a turtling spell, but a fantastic offensive weapon in a prolonged strategic siege. Winter, it looks like this may be a bang. Oh, they're going for a backstep here. Legendary's coming in. Hook to fly. Catches out Zhou. Impale only hits 1, but he may get Faith. He'll pop the Carapace. It's not even enough. Now he's purged. Now he's on the run. The RP. Beautiful from my way of. Catches out 3 again. Skewers them in. They get chopped apart by the vicious little machines. And on that note, it's going to be a 13-3, 19-minute victory. Invictus Gaming, finding kills at the fountain. 430 picks up the final one. A punctuation mark on just a very clear and concise sentence. IG is still here, and they are not messing around.
Yeah, it's just very difficult for Chainstack to defend already because they are in such a huge disadvantage. One of the main reasons, like I mentioned before, was because the mid lane went so well for IG. That's why the push was even faster.
And IG showing some slightly different, a lot of similar heroes from this team. You know, the Zhou Lone Druid, the Faith, Shadow Demon, nothing unusual there. Even the Magnus isn't that strange, but showing some versatility of their own. Sort of what we've seen out of Zenith, where they throw YYF on the Magnus instead of having 430 play it. They pick up the Tinker, something we haven't seen much of them from recently. Chuan goes back to the jungle play. Such a complete, versatile team, and I'm really excited for their two upcoming matches, but particularly Winter. I want to see how they match up against Zenith, the most versatile team, I would say, from Southeast Asia. I think most would agree that is going to be a real battle of wits.
Yeah, their draft has the widest range of hero pools among all the Southeast Asian teams. You see them do Naga Siren support, Timbersaw support, Visage support. I don't know what else they can bring to the support pools.
Does it feel inevitable whenever you watch IG play? It just feels like they can't lose. I mean, especially against these teams that are, you know, not the strongest teams in the region. They just roll them over. Man, that was clinical.
Yeah, there's basically 0 mistakes from them as a team, the whole game. And I think even in the laning phase, none of them made any mistakes.
There was maybe that one smoke gank that didn't work, but that wasn't even a mistake, and they still turned it into something good. They got the tier 1 bottom, and then they didn't waste too much time mid or in that lane. They didn't try to force the tier 2. They backed off. They got some additional farm and levels in the jungle, and then they came back later. And on that note, they were able to easily claim this game number 2. So it will be a 2-0 sweep for Invictus Gaming. They start off their group stage 1-0. They have some much tougher opponents coming up, though, or at least more well-known. Man, I keep on messing up those overlays. But DK and Zenith, the 2 big dogs that will await. As for us, Winter, that's going to wrap it up for this cast. It was a short one. We thought it might be, but I didn't know if I expected it to be quite this short. With all that being said, any closing thoughts, any shout-outs you want to make?
No, just that IG is just being clinical, and it's going to be very difficult for any team to take them down. I know it's still very early to say that they're going to win TI3 again, but they just look unstoppable at the moment.
Yeah, a lot could change between now and August, which is the rumor time for TI3. It was the time last year, but right now they do look pretty much unstoppable. So guys, on that note, we are done for today's G1 League action, but we do have more Dota action coming up. I will be moving over to cast the GEST Dota 2. Gods is casting, I believe, right now, so if you want to watch his stream, he'll be following Orange. I will be following one of the other groups. I actually don't remember offhand who it'll be, but should be some interesting games there. So if you want to check out his stream, it's twitch.tv/GEST youtube.com/Beyond the Summit 2. As for us, we're done with our G1 League coverage, but we will be back tomorrow with more. So thank you all for tuning in. I'm LD. He's Winter. If you enjoy our casting, be sure to follow us. Twitter.com/WinterDota for Winter. And of course, for me, Twitter.com/LDDota. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned. GST Dota 2 coming up next.